And we're here in Arizona, which is the worst state in the union by far. There is no comparison. There is nothing worse than Arizona. Arizona is, it is an absolute, I mean, it has no redeeming qualities. It is a hot, arid desert landscape with some of the trashiest, least intelligent human beings to have ever, graced the fucking, planet here. It is bad. There are some hot people. There's some probably big OnlyFans accounts. There's some aspiring porn stars. There's a few guys that's probably fun to get into a Ponzi scheme with in Scottsdale. There's a few people that own houseboats on Lake Havasu that is probably fun. It's a great place to be when you're 23 and you're trying to fuck or whatever. I don't know. But, I mean, get me out of here. Get me out of here. I've had fun. The shows are fun. The crowds are fun. But the crowds they also feel like it's like, you gotta, if you lose them for a minute, God only knows what happens here. God only knows what. People are just screaming. People are yelling and screaming. It is truly an embarrassment, the state of Arizona. There's just no other way to put it. The owner of the club was like, I'm staying in this place, Peoria. The owner of the club's like, oh, you're staying in Peoria. What are you doing? And I'm like, buddy, the whole fucking state should be firebombed. What are you, out of your fucking mind? You think you have an estate in the Pacific Palisades? You're on the surface of Mars here, and everybody's a retard. So what does it fucking matter where I am? The whole place is shit. It's irredeemable. One of your best restaurants in Phoenix has fried bread. It's called the Fry Bread House. And they take refried beans and put it on fry bread. It's disgusting. I've really had it with the West. I really have. The country's shot. I drove from Utah to fucking Arizona. I'm sick of the red clay canyons and here's the general store. I'm sick of that hokey horse shit, frontier town crap. It's enough already. Grow the fuck up. I'm sick of it. Give it back to the Indians. Give it back to them, the Native Americans. My apologies. But the country's shot. It's disgusting. The Grand Canyon. We passed that. Looks the same as it did when I was a kid. It's disgusting. Do something else. It's just enough already with these. And, of course, I'm with this 24-year-old who's opening for me, who I love, but he's an idiot. So, I mean, he's like, isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it nice? You stop. It's not nice, and it's not beautiful. Civilization is beautiful. People working is beautiful. Not rock formations. Get out of the national parks, please. It's beautiful? Families, progress. That's beautiful. Not a red clay rock formation that looks like somewhere aliens land and face fuck you. Oh, Zion National Park is so beautiful. Yeah, it's great. Can you get me to Arizona, please, so I could perform for these fry bread heads? So I get the fuck out of here. Jesus Christ. These fucking tan, leathery people spent their entire life just fucking marinating themselves in vodka. I mean, I appreciate Arizona. They're open. They're letting shows happen. I'm down with that, man. They're letting things happen. We're all taking a few risks. These motherfuckers do not care. They are out there, maskless, just fucking partying. What are you going to do? We got to live. We got to do things. Some people don't want to live. That's the other thing. I mean, we're all creating government policy based on the idea that everybody wants to be here. That isn't true. A lot of people's actions suggest otherwise. So let them.
And Jordan Peterson went into Rogan looking like Huckleberry Finn.
Well,
his pants were looked like he was in a river.
Well, he was in what was he in? Like a tux with a bow tie
and short pants.
He's like, it's not immediately clear to me why climate is climate. It's not immediately clear to me. He's been through it.
Yeah.
He's been through the ringer.
Been through the ringer.
And he's a brilliant guy. He's a smart guy.
Yep.
But he looks right now like he's in almost his final form, which is a Batman villain. Like he seems to be.
He looks like he just took a break from a catering hall handing out fucking shellfish.
Yeah, he seems like an angry maitre d' at a Long Island Italian restaurant, screaming about climate change. Oh, you don't like your table? I told you it's the only table here. We don't have an innumerable amount of space. That's the problem with people. They think there's an innumerable amount of opportunities to eat. You can eat the eggplant rollatini and you can eat it anywhere. It's not immediately clear to me if we put you in another table that you'd be having a better thing. The thing about Marxism and the Pareto principle is that eggplant rollatini in any society concentrates in the hands of fewer and fewer people. Well, that's correct, but it's actually so correct that you have no idea how correct it is. So it's an underestimation of the problem. Your table on the corner is an underestimation of the problem. Yeah.
You just walk away and you go like,
Rogan needs a new character. Like Rogan has these guys, but we need someone new. Who's a new professor? We need like a new professor.
Yeah.
Because he's great, but he's done it.
Right.
So we need like a new.
Yeah, who would it be?
I don't know. Like
what other professor from some college you never heard about?
It's got to be from a small college that didn't matter to anyone, and they have to be the next guy.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Well, I'm sure there's a lot. The money's better.
Yeah.
The money's better online than it is at,
It's got to be like a college, like a small college.
Yeah.
And a video's got to go viral of like a lesbian beating him with a stick.
Yes.
Like just 3 lesbians beating him with a lacrosse stick.
Yeah, or just a bunch of students burning his book.
Yeah, burning his book, and they're like pushing his car. Like if you see a bunch of, and we can organize this, and perhaps it has been.
Yeah.
But you put someone in a car, and then the students are just like, you see the car going back and forth, and the professor's like,
just a bunch of kids with purple hair just pouring milkshakes on him as he screams.
And then he needs to emerge as like the next guy.
Yeah.
And it's got to be like the name has to be perfect.
Yes.
Like it's got to be like.
The university's always like.
Yeah.
Greenfield.
Yeah.
Greenfield College.
Yeah. Greenfield College in Wisconsin. Dr. Eric von Schlossberg. Please welcome Dr. Eric von Schlossberg.
So you're an anthropologist, but let's talk about microbiology.
No, it'll be a guy. It'll be a gym teacher. Can it be a gym teacher? It has to be a guy whose like degree is in exercise science. Dr. Eric von Schlossberg from the University of Winnipeg, brutally beaten by 4 field dykes, and is now here to talk about his theory of
antimatter.
Yeah, why Galileo was a hack. Dr. Eric von Schlossberg, gym teacher, University of Winnipeg.
Let's talk black holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they've really opened up their fields of interest.
Yeah.
They really are.
Well, everybody, it's we always thought about doing a sketch that was funny where it's like a guy who's like has a mentor who's a professor. And he sits down with him. He's like, I want to let you know, thank you so much for everything you've done for me. And the professor's like, I'm trying to get on Logan Paul's show. And the guy's like, what do you, he goes like, are you like working on anything? And he goes, yeah, I'm working on getting on Impulsive. Can you get me on Impulsive?
Yeah.
And you go, well, I thought you were kind of like, weren't you working on a theory?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on a theory of not being broke.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I got a new theory called not being broke.
Yes.
And I'm trying to get my numbers up.
Yeah.
And he said a lot of valuable things. And we like Jordan. We've had Jordan on the show. But it's just, it's funny because this is a new archetype of guy. The like renegade professor, right?
Renegade professor.
Like back in the day, there were professors who were like protesting Vietnam.
Yes.
And everybody's like, you communist piece of shit. But a lot of them were like legit protesting a war in Vietnam.
And Jordan Peterson went into Rogan looking like Huckleberry Finn.
Well,
his pants were looked like he was in a river.
Well, he was in a what was he in? Like a tux with a bow tie?
Mm-hmm. And short pants.
He's like, it's not immediately clear to me why climate is climate. It's not immediately clear to me. He's been through it.
Yeah.
He's been through the ringer.
He's been through the ringer.
And he's a brilliant guy. He's a smart guy.
Yep.
But he looks right now like he's in almost his final form, which is a Batman villain. Like he seems to be.
He looks like he just took a break from a catering hall handing out fucking shellfish.
Yeah, he seems like an angry maitre d' at a Long Island Italian restaurant, screaming about climate change. Oh, you don't like your table? I told you it's the only table here. We don't have an innumerable amount of space. That's the problem with people. They think there's an innumerable amount of opportunities to eat. You can eat the eggplant rollatini and you can eat it anywhere. It's not immediately clear to me if we put you in another table that you'd be having a better thing. The thing about Marxism and the Pareto principle is that eggplant rollatini in any society concentrates in the hands of fewer and fewer people. Well, that's correct, but it's actually so correct that you have no idea how correct it is. So it's an underestimation of the problem. Your table on the corner is an underestimation of the problem. Yeah.
You just walk away and you go like,
Rogan needs a new character. Like Rogan has these guys, but we need someone new. Who's a new professor? We need like a new professor.
Yeah.
Because he's great, but he's done it.
Right.
So we need like a new.
Yeah, who would it be?
I don't know. Like
what other professor from some college you never heard about?
It's got to be from a small college that didn't matter to anyone, and they have to be the next guy.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot. The money's better.
Yeah.
The money's better online than it is at,
It's got to be like a college, like a small college.
Yeah.
And a video's got to go viral of like a lesbian beating him with a stick.
Yes.
Like just 3 lesbians beating him with a lacrosse stick.
Yeah, or just a bunch of students burning his book.
Yeah, burning his book, and they're like pushing his car. Like if you see a bunch of, and we can organize this, and perhaps it has been.
Yeah.
But you put someone in a car, and then the students are just like, you see the car going back and forth, and the professor's like,
Just a bunch of kids with purple hair just pouring milkshakes on him as he screams.
And then he needs to emerge as like the next guy.
Yeah.
And it's got to be like the name has to be perfect.
Yes.
Like it's got to be like.
The university's always like.
Yeah.
Greenfield.
Yeah.
Greenfield College.
Yeah. Greenfield College in Wisconsin. Dr. Eric von Schlossberg. Please welcome Dr. Eric von Schlossberg.
So you're an anthropologist, but let's talk about microbiology.
No, it'll be a guy. It'll be a gym teacher. Can it be a gym teacher? It has to be a guy whose like degree is in exercise science. Dr. Eric von Schlossberg from the University of Winnipeg, brutally beaten by 4 field dykes, and is now here to talk about his theory of
antimatter.
Yeah, why Galileo was a hack. Dr. Eric von Schlossberg, gym teacher, University of Winnipeg.
Let's talk black holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they've really opened up their fields of interest.
Yeah.
They really are.
Well, everybody, it's we always thought about doing a sketch that's funny where it's like a guy who's like has a mentor who's a professor, and he sits down with him. He's like, I want to let you know, thank you so much for everything you've done for me. And the professor's like, I'm trying to get on Logan Paul's show. And the guy's like, what do you, he goes like, are you like working on anything? And he goes, yeah, I'm working on getting on Impulsive. Can you get me on Impulsive?
Yeah.
And you go, well, I thought you were kind of like, weren't you working on a theory?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on a theory of not being broke.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I got a new theory called not being broke.
Yes.
And I'm trying to get my numbers up.
Yeah.
And he said a lot of valuable things. And we like Jordan. We've had Jordan on the show. But it's funny because this is a new archetype of guy, the like renegade professor, right?
Renegade professor.
Like back in the day, there were professors who were like protesting Vietnam.
Yes.
And everybody's like, you communist piece of shit. But a lot of them were like legit protesting a war in Vietnam. Now, Ron DeSantis has done something very cruel.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's really horrible because what he did was he sent a bunch of migrants to Martha's Vineyard. The season's over. Are you like nuts? It's after Labor Day. It's after September. First of all, I have friends on the Vineyard. I have friends on the Cape. I have friends in Nantucket. I have friends in the Hamptons. The season is Memorial through Labor. Stop it. Don't be silly. Yes, fall is lovely in all of these places, and a small select group of people will hang out, because work is more remote now. And there's nothing wrong with a winery, a vineyard tour in the Hamptons in the fall, or a beautiful, but for the most part, if you want to get really the full character of the area, drop them off in the beginning of summer. So I don't get it. Fall, everybody spends in New York City. And then, of course, winter, everybody goes to Aspen, or if they don't like, or Jackson Hole, or Telluride, or fucking Breckenridge. And if you don't like the cold, you have St. Barth's and Anguilla. There's options. Why send them off season to the Vineyard? It's cruel. I mean, it's fine. It's not horrible, clearly. But it's just not, you know what I mean? Like all the good parties are over. All the fun networking's done. You know what I mean? Like all of the kind of summer vibes.
The swimming and
the vibes aren't happening. Like, so it's crazy. It's so weird to me to send, like, it's not, the guy's a psychotic fuck. It's like, people come to this country and it's like, okay, the vibes right now are like pumpkins, fall, New England, calling somebody up at an Ivy League school you haven't fucked in a while and going up to see them, taking them to like an old creaky inn, getting drunk, drinking mulled cider, This is the thing. Rainy days, kind of like, the vibe right now is very much like I'm like LARPing as a poor person, kind of like, it's like big sweatshirts and hats and old jeans and, oh, look, I'm by the railroad now. Photo, you know what I mean? And it's like the family's, it's like getting our Adderall addiction kind of within range because there is a shortage. And then just focusing on the holidays and like, what am I going to be for Halloween? Where am I going to go? Like, it's like you're cannibalizing people's Italy photos on Instagram and you're mad at that still because in late August, everybody was in Italy, even Luis Gomez. So it angers me. So it's like, to bring these migrants to Martha's Vineyard off season isn't the deal. Like you explain to them, they're like, the fall is like, it's a thing here. It's a thing. It's Halloween. It's New England. It's sexy. It's fun. It's, you know what I mean? Like, and then like explain to them like how it works, like how the social order operates. Now, where do they go? Because Martha's Vineyard, nicely, because Martha's Vineyard gets it, got rid of them. Because Martha's Vineyard goes, we're not at our best right now. We're literally preparing for next year. And then Martha's Vineyard sent them somewhere else. Palm Beach, where did they go?
I believe they went to Cape Cod.
Cape Cod, okay. But the reality is, it's like late fall through the spring, it's Palm Beach. It's not like, what's wrong? I don't get it. Whatever. Here's my whole thing with migrants. My whole thing with migrants has always been, if you're going to come, you have to assimilate into the culture. And the culture is Hamptons Vineyard summer, Palm Beach, Miami winter, New York spring, New York fall, New York spring, potentially. This is the culture. Assimilate into the culture. Duh. This is my biggest issue. Immigrants come over here and they're like, oh, we're just going to go to Martha's Vineyard in the fall. It's like, no, you're not. You have to assimilate into our culture. Dummies. Everybody goes to their second beach house in like late June or even early July. They do the summer, July to like the second week of August. Then everybody goes to Europe. Wake up. So if these migrants don't want to like fall in line, then I don't know. What's the point? Are they nuts? What were they even doing there? I mean, here's the deal. If they're looking at houses, I can't be mad at them. No, because to look at houses because you want to look off season and it doesn't want to be too hot. You don't want to deal with traffic. So if these migrants are looking at houses off season, trying to make a deal, I'm not mad at them. I'm literally not mad at them now. Were you looking at homes? I got my eye on a few. The thing with the vineyard, and I have to explain this to them. Every migrant I meet, I have to explain to them. I go, start somewhere closer. Start on the Cape. Like the vineyard's a thing. It's just its own thing. It's like Nantucket. Like when I see a migrant, I go, I know you want to live in Nantucket, but it's so far. It's older money. It's more finance. Like and they go, okay. And I go, listen to what I'm saying to you. That's the whole thing. It's like these migrants, like I respect the hustle, but you have to understand the vineyard's its own vibe. It's its own thing. It's not for everyone. I'm a Hamptons person. You might be a vineyard person. You might be a Nantucket person. You might go to Crete. You might go to Mykonos. Like no one's judging where you spend your summers. But you have to experiment with a bunch of different things. Here's a thought. Rent first. Migrants, listen to me. Don't make the mistake that so many people have made. Rent first. It is a lot of money, but you understand like what you like, what you don't like. It's so simple. It's like so many people commit. Like I have a friend that just bought an Amagansett and they're like, oh my God, it's so far. It's like, why didn't you rent in South first? Why didn't you rent first? So I get so terrified for migrants when they jump into things. So that's my only concern. And I think DeSantis is pretty fucking sadistic. He's a little sadistic to send someone off season to the vineyard without giving them the lecture that they should rent first. Because you don't know where your summer is going to be. I have friends in Malibu that would have been happier if they stayed in Palos Verdes. It's just what it is. That's my only concern for the migrants. But that's where I'm at with this. Everyone's like making it political. It's like it's inherently not political. It's about real estate and culture. Everyone's like, hey, left and right of Biden and DeSantis. This has nothing to do with Biden and DeSantis. This has everything to do with making good real estate decisions.
Getting over COVID-19, baby. I finally got it. Did you eat a pangolin? I don't know how I got it, but I just it was probably just because everybody I know has it. Everyone in LA has it. It's this.
But you're vaccinated, so it's helping you.
I mean, you know what's so funny is you could tell that no one has any trust in the vaccine because as soon as you tell people you have it, they're like, "Oh my God, oh my God," and I'm like, "Well, I'm vaccinated. I'm supposed to be okay, right?" They're like, "Dude, be careful." Literally, people were texting me. They're like, "Be careful." I'm like, and these are the same people that were like, "You gotta get vaxxed."
As soon as you get it, they're like, how long do you have?
Yeah. They're like, my aunt's texting me. She's like, it's scary. It's very scary. I'm like, I thought the whole idea was that you got the vaccine so that you wouldn't be inundated with texts like, are your affairs in order?
no one wants. People are addicted to the death drama now.
Yes.
No one. We can't go back. We're not going to go back to like, occasionally someone dies and we just live our lives. If people don't have a death every day to talk about, or someone dying, or someone in the hospital, they're going to lose their minds.
It gives their lives meaning.
Yeah,
It gives
we're
their
a
life
death culture now.
Yeah, it's a death culture. It's a good point. And what's interesting about having this is it is, worrisome. You try to stay off the internet when you have it, right? Because there's always like a case. There'll always be something to read about where you go, oh, fuck,
Right. There's always someone who's died of everything. Like everything out there you could die of, someone has.
Right. And what's interesting about COVID now is people act like it's the only thing killing people in America.
Right.
Like it's the only thing. This is a country, okay, that has mass shootings, an insanely high homicide rate, an opioid crisis, school shootings all the time, insane rates of cancer, heart disease, all kinds of problems, suicide, PTSD, untreated mental illness, horrible roads, traffic accidents. But people act like COVID is just the only danger out there.
Cops are finding hookers with like their throats cut, going, "Look, COVID's getting nasty." Which variant is this?
Yeah. Which variant is this where I shoot an innocent black guy in a 7-Eleven parking lot? What variant is that? I don't know. I went and I got this monoclonal antibody infusion, which really helps. It's the same thing they gave to Trump. And,
right.
Being bigger. Now I'm going to try to really lose weight now because this is not going anywhere, COVID, clearly. And it's just going to be
you already
around.
survived COVID. Why lose the weight?
Well, I just think it's still, it's a better idea. I got to prepare for whatever the next variant is going to be.
Sure.
The next variant's going to be like this. It's going to be hilarious. You're going to be like, not only does the vaccine not help the next variant, it hurts. Like, they're going to be like, are you vaccinated? Well, then the next variant's going to fuck you up.
Watch the fuck out.
Right. So I went and I got this monoclonal antibody infusion. It's made by a company called Regeneron, which is the thing that Trump got. Now, I don't know why it's not widely available. It is kind of like a miracle drug. I feel much better in under 48 hours. Really, I felt better in 24 hours.
I mean, it's hard to mass produce when you're based out of Argentina using old Nazi science.
Right. Well, but what's good about Texas is all the doctors here are QAnon. So they'll literally, they'll do anything, right? Yeah. Like when I went in, the doctor's like, did you get vaxxed? I was like, yeah. He was like, all right. Like he wasn't like, good for you. Or he goes, all right. So and then he goes like this. He goes, you want some ivermectin? And I went, well, I don't know. And he goes, how about this? He calls me up. He goes, why don't you go to a website? It's going to tell you all about the ivermectin.
He didn't even say what ivermectin is. He's just like, here. He goes, he's like, watch the trailer.
Yeah. He's like, have you seen Zeitgeist? No, he goes, he calls me, he goes, how are you doing after the antibodies? I said, good. He goes, okay, because you want some ivermectin. And I went, well, I don't really know. I'm like, I don't know that I need it. I feel better. He goes, listen, just go to this website and it'll tell you all about it. He goes, these doctors, he goes, they're highly peer-reviewed. He goes, they're well-published. He goes, they're well-known. And he goes, so I go to the website and I'm not saying anything about ivermectin. I'm sure it has success and the people that believe it or whatever. But like Brett Weinstein's being interviewed on this website.
Brett Weinstein's not a doctor, though.
He's not a doctor.
Like he's perhaps a doctor of something, but
whatever. He's like not a doctor. So it's very interesting. Like what? So I'm looking
at the YouTube link.
It's
if you want to take ivermectin, link in bio.
Yeah, no, it's literally a fucking, I forget what it's called. It's like the COVID Coalition or something.
Oh, that's
I forget the name of it. I wish I had the name of it, right? And it's like the let me try to find it. And it's a website where they just have all these different.
Is Gary V on there?
Okay, it's called COVIDcriticalcare.com. FLCCC Alliance, Frontline COVID-19 Critical Care Alliance. We thank you for your continued support.
This is starting to remind me of the mortgage crisis.
So if you go to this, it just is like a bunch of interviews with people, and one of them is Dr. Pierre Corey and Paul Marik discuss the suppression of good science and more with Brett Weinstein. Dr. Corey on how ivermectin defeats the variants, blah, blah, blah. So it's just so funny. I was like, okay, I'd never been told by a doctor before to go to a website.
You know why, though? It's because when the trial happens, and it's like, and so you advise Mr. Dillon to take ivermectin. Actually, to clarify, I sent him to a website. He made his own decisions. Like, there's no doctor advice going. It's like he's selling you a speedball.
Yeah, the doctor calls me and goes, listen, we've had a lot of success with a new drug. Have you heard of the Compound Media Network? I want you to log on to Compound Media. And, I mean, listen, maybe it works. I don't know. But I feel better. My oxygen levels are good. I'm walking 2 or 3 miles a day.
Did you take the ivermectin?
No, I have a script for it. I picked it up. I was like, hey, if I felt bad, I was going to take it.
Right.
It's like 7 pills a day or something.
That's a lot of pills.
It's a lot of pills. But I made it through. But you've never had this, as far as you know.
COVID? No, I'm a very healthy man, and I've managed to keep it at bay with my physical acumen.
Well, and you don't leave your home.
I leave occasionally. I mean, I go out to dinner. I go to the movies. I've seen 4 or 5 movies since they reopened.
How 1950s of you? You're like, I go to the dinner. I go to the movies. You know?
No, but I'll walk around. And my girlfriend, Lucy, she walks, she leaves the house a lot. So, if she caught it, I would get it. So, no, I mean, it's, I think it's not tearing through New York at the moment, but, I'm sure it will at some point again.
The doctor calls me back and he goes, I want you to watch a documentary. Sit down. He goes, sit down.
Do you know that Jesus is actually based on a Sumerian myth? Anyway, take this pill.
Do you know that Jesus was based on Horus? Do you know that?
Oh, interesting. That's very interesting.
I'm like, can you take my blood pressure? He goes, sit down. Sit down and relax for a little bit, okay?
Our money is not backed by gold. Did you know that?
It's backed by nothing. You understand?
It's like, hey, what do my platelets count look like?
Yeah.
Oh, debt is slavery.
I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. It's the only way to keep the government in check. I'm like, I understand. Is my oxygen good? Is it above 95? What's the
thermite paint?
It's also some of these doctors in Texas, you go, where did you go to school? Like, because some of them go to like Texas Christian Academy of Jesus,
Well, the weird thing is, like, don't a lot of them go over, like, I know like when people come from other countries, they like their medical license can't transfer for some reason. But like, aren't a lot of those guys, don't they go down to like South America to get their licenses a lot of the times? Isn't there a thing that they go to Brazil or they go to like?
Is that true? I didn't know that.
I don't know, or like some. I think there's like med schools in the Cayman Islands that like some of these guys go to.
Oh my God!
Next to the banks that like fund all the money.
I mean, listen, I'm happy though. I got the antibody infusion. Like, I am glad that they were like, let's throw everything at it.
Yeah, no one's taking chances with you. No one thinks you're fighting it off on your own.
That's not true. I'm white. This is disproportionately affecting people that are non-white.
Because they don't get the blood of the children injected into them like you did.
Well, I was given it because it's given. There is a group in Texas called the Society for the Preservation of White Men. And, and that's literally, I'm not even kidding. That's who gave me the infusion. That's who paid for it.
What?
That's who paid for the infusion. I swear to you.
What? Why?
It's about preserving European heritage.
That sounds sketchy.
Is it?
A little bit. I'm not sure what we're getting at here.
That's the reason I was able to get this. It said to preserve the lineage of Europeans.
I mean, are you really what they want to preserve?
This is. I don't ask, I don't ask.
So we're excited about the Many Saints of Newark, and we hope it's good. We know several people that will really kill themselves if it's not good.
That's true.
They're seeing it the first day it comes out. People get really excited about these things. That's a big part of their life. Like I was in New York with people, and they went, "This is where they filmed The Sopranos." Like that's the entire way they interface with the world is a show. And I love The Sopranos. I think it's probably the greatest show ever made. But I haven't, rewatched it 17 times. And I'm not going to see, I didn't buy my tickets 6 months ago to see the Many Saints of Newark for the first day. But I understand that people do. It's like that Irishman movie where people were really overly invested. It's enough already. To me, I think it's enough already. I think it's overkill. I haven't even seen the movie. And I'm going to go out and just say already, like, I didn't need the prequel to Tony Soprano's life. I just didn't care. It didn't mean anything to me. I thought it was a brilliant piece of art. We don't need to make more of it than what it was, right? We don't need, it's not a philosophy of life, I don't think, or it shouldn't be. I don't think we need that. I think we need to just enjoy it for what it is, which is great art, and then move away, step away. We don't need to get the Sopranos cookbook. We don't need to, talk about Feach Lamana. We don't need to do any of that. We don't need to start going through the episodes that have changed our lives. I think we just really need to move on. But again, it's, people are putting a little too much into it, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. Maybe it's the greatest film that's ever been made. James Gandolfini's son is in it. Why? I don't know. And Philip Seymour Hoffman's son is now in things?
Licorice Pizza with
What are we
Paul Thomas
doing?
Anderson.
Why? Why are we putting it? They're fucking the children. Why in God's name? It makes me hate the legends that died. We're giving their kid. Aren't these people the same people that talk about how unfair everything is and inequality, and they're always voting for Democrats because they're going to fix the inequality, and there's so many concentrations of wealth, and all they do is fucking give dead people's kids jobs that are already rich? Christ almighty, enough. They're already fucking rich. He's not a genius. Philip Seymour Hoffman's son's not a genius. His name is fucking Cooper. He's clearly not a genius. Genius skips many generations, okay? Like all of them. God forbid we get an actor who's been in fucking the grind for years, sleeping on a fucking floor, trying to get this job, who may be the next Philip Seymour Hoffman. Maybe let's do that. Okay, how do you cast things now? Ancestry.com? This is absurd. It's stupid and disgusting. All the things you people portend to care about, you don't. It's just a cheap fucking trick to get people out to the fucking movies. Well, how about make a good fucking movie instead of using these cheap fucking tricks? Okay? I have no beef with Gandolfini's son, and I have no beef with Cooper Hoffman or whatever. But Jesus Christ already. Why are we doing this? They're not the best candidates. It's absolutely impossible that they are the best candidates for the job.
Yes.
There's no fucking way. They're going to keep doing this. They're just going to keep giving roles to children whose parents are legends who've died. Here's what I love about stand-up comedy. I won't mention names. There are legends whose children do stand-up comedy. No one cares about them. And that's so important. Because it is kind of a little bit of a meritocracy.
It's true.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? I mean, so what's going on? And I've had enough with Paul Thomas Anderson too, you freak. Wait, no, he's the genius. Who have I had enough with? Moonrise Kingdom.
Oh, Wes Anderson?
I've had enough with him. I've just had enough with him. And I like a lot of what he's done. Paul Thomas Anderson, I like a lot. I know that's your favorite director.
Yeah, he's great.
He is great. Wes Anderson, I've had enough with. He's put Chalamet in the new one.
Yeah, I'm kind of sick of this.
Chalamet, stop ruining everything you do.
He really is, man.
He's ruining everything.
Yeah. This is the new one. It's like, it's Bill Murray, Frances McDormand, the whole thing, but then Timothy is kind of the star of this one.
Oh, God. Get me out of here, please. This life is...
It's called The French Dispatch. Here it is.
Of course it is.
He just look at his face. He just
That's
he
good.
just
It's
ruins
called
it.
one... you know what I call that? One black actor. That's what I call it. I don't call it The French Dispatch. I call it more of the same. Is free, go. I want Christopher Guest to cast a movie with Fred Willard's son. Everybody's, you know, and this is Hollywood. Everybody's like, no, it's concentrations of wealth and family money. And listen, Wes Anderson's great, and maybe this movie will be good. I'm a little sick of Chalamet. I'm just sick of it.
Yeah.
Can't we have something else? Can we have something else other than this twink who doesn't age? This pixie who does not age that must prance through every fucking movie that's ever been made? Is there anything else? That's all. Is there anyone else that can do this job? Please. And not Hansel and Gretel Elgort. Not him either. Yeah. Can we get someone else, please?
Someone else. Other
than Timothée Chalamet? What about Cooper Hoffman? What does Cooper Hoffman look like?
I'll show you. This is that's him as a kid. So here's what he looks like in the movie right here. He kind of looks like Philip Seymour Hoffman in Boogie Nights, just kind of the...
So if this isn't offensive, why am I supposed to be offended that, like, Jamie Dimon's kid has money?
Right.
So when somebody at Goldman Sachs gives a job to their son, why is that supposed to offend me? You frauds. Why is that supposed to offend me if this doesn't offend me? Or shouldn't it all offend me?
I guess technically, yeah.
One of the kids that got hired on SNL's dad's like a producer at SNL. I don't really care about that. And I even tweeted like enough already because the kid's funny. The kid is funny. And if I see these movies and these guys are really good in it, I'll still say fuck them because it still should have went to, you know, one of these other people I'd end up hating. But one of the kids got SNL. I forget. You know, one of those strange looking kids from Brooklyn, that sketch group. And I forget the name. It's unimportant, but his dad's a producer on SNL. It's
Gotcha.
Adam Sandler collab.
Yeah, we
and
don't
people,
have to name him.
Yeah, and people were like all twisted up about that. I'm like, guys, this is the way the world works. The guy with the dad gets the job, and the kid's funny, and their sketch group's funny. I mean, they probably hate me or whatever, you know, because I'm logical and brilliant, but I just don't care. Like, if I'm just saying, let's not care at all. Like, don't fucking ever come to me and start talking about, like, finance families then. Stop with this shit. Just cut it out immediately. If you're going to do this, and Hollywood seems like they're going to do this, if we're just going to, as a gimmick, give roles to dead people's kids, then I don't want to hear shit about fucking the presidency of George W. Bush. Remember that when Bush was the thing? That was an entire narrative of like, how would you let this guy?
Right.
I'm sure this guy's a nice guy.
Michael Gandolfini?
I'm sure he's lovely. I don't know.
He's like a nice kid.
I don't know. I don't care. Take your money and get out of here. Can anyone take their goddamn money and leave, please? Is anything ever enough for Christ? Anything. How many generate, like what? Let it go. We didn't need this fucking movie. The many saints of Newark. We didn't need it.
Yeah, we didn't need El Camino either, the Breaking Bad one with Jesse Pinkman.
We did not need that.
I
didn't even dignify that, but with even like letting it hold any space in my head. We do not need that. Who's that actor?
Aaron Paul.
We do not need more of him. We do not need that. We do not need La Brea. And then one of the kids in La Brea, I think, is a sweet kid. But you have to be homeless, and the show has to be canceled. Sorry. The Jack kid.
Oh, Jack Martin?
Yeah, he's a nice kid. I've met him. You know, he's an actor in L.A. But he's not a bad actor, probably. But the show is atrocious, and I believe it should be canceled, and that he should have to work at, like, Astroburger for a year to pay for what he's done.
Yeah.
To just flip a few, put LeMayo on a bun, make a nice burger to pay for what you've done to us with this show where people fall in a hole. You know? And why should he have a chance? Let some dead guy's kid do it. Why have a new actor do it? Let's have someone who died. Let's have their kid do it. That's all. That seems to make sense, you know? One exception is Michael K. Williams' son.
Michael K. Williams.
I don't know if he has a son, but maybe if he has a son, he could do something.
Okay.
That's my one exception.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool.
That might be cool. That's one exception.
It rarely doesn't skip a generation. You have like Larry McMurtry, James McMurtry. It's hard to think of other.
Listen, Princess Diana died, right? And what's her son doing over here? Wasting everyone's goddamn time. Him and his wife are running around spending millions of dollars on security, okay? I don't know what they're afraid. They're afraid that someone's going to come near them and be racist. So they have to spend millions and millions of dollars going to New York City hotel. She spent $75K on the baby shower at the presidential suite at the Mark. You're sitting there eating caviar, and they are running around here. So I just stop talking about fairness and inequality and the death tax and all this shit. Like, stop this, please. Stop it, please.
Everybody, Manhattan Beach, people are not wearing masks. Some people are jogging. They're on bikes. Here's the thing with the lockdown out here in Cali. It's busting at the seams. I mean, people are on the road. People are out. They're going to the beach. People want out, man. They've been in their house. It is beautiful weather. People spend a lot of money to live here, and they've had enough. Doesn't mean coronavirus is fake. Doesn't mean it won't kill you if you get it. Doesn't mean that it's not serious if you get it. But people have had enough. Domestic violence is skyrocketing. People are just, which I'm somewhat surprised. I thought being a domestic abuser was somewhat a fixed personality trait. Like if you beat your kids, you beat your kids. It wasn't contingent upon them being home more or less. Like if you hit your wife, you found time to hit your wife. That's what I thought. Literally, that's what I believed. Everyone's like, domestic violence is skyrocketing. I was like, why? I guess people are becoming domestic abusers during this period of time. I guess stresses are running high. The kids are around. And I guess what happens is every day, day in, day out, the nagging of the wife, the disrespect of the kid, after a while, you start seeing the real, limit of words. You start wondering, you start saying to yourself, words are really not what I need at the moment. I need to give somebody a little reminder of who the boss is. Now, it's not right, but that's happening, and it's happening it's startling how much domestic abuse is going up. It's odd. I thought if you were that guy, you were that guy. I guess maybe it's that guy beating them more? And woman, too. I don't want to be, I want to be inclusive. There are women also beating their children and probably beating their cuck husbands and maybe beating their wives. I don't want anyone listening to the show to think I'm saying that domestic violence is primarily a man's thing. There's tons of proud women that also engage in just flogging their family, beating the blood out of their family when things don't go the way they want. So don't for a minute think I'm only, but it's largely male, right? I mean, I'm sure that's going up. People are upset about that. There's domestic violence because that's the big conversation. They're like the economy. That's the thing they always bring up. They're like the economy. We're heading towards a Great Depression. All true, by the way. All true. I know you want me to be positive on the program, and I'll tell you about, I had a good burger today. We'll get into that later. It's not all bad, but we are looking at, the statistics are not favorable, right? So for me to say that, I would be, lying. Yes, other than the economy, people, when we talk about the cost of the lockdown, people bring up suicide and domestic violence. And suicide goes up, and I get that. Suicide goes up. And then also domestic violence. People go, the domestic violence is going to just
I mean, this is when you talk with people. They go, domestic violence is going, and I'm like, are you hitting your child? Like, what? Are you confessing to me? But I guess that's what happens. I'm not doubting it. So the lockdown in the beginning, I understood. Hey, it's a new virus. We don't know what the fuck's going on. I still understand it. I still understand, dude. New York is being ravaged. And if you don't know people in New York, you're not talking to people in New York, you're unaware of what's going on. There's people dying. You know, there's like 23-year-olds dying, and then people go on my Facebook and be like, but that person had a pre-existing condition. And I'm like, you're 600 pounds. You're on Facebook. You are a pre-existing condition. What are you talking about? I got fat people saying, yeah, well, that guy's probably had diabetes. You what? So the idea that the country is full of pre-existing conditions. You can disagree with the lockdown or say we overreacted or say that there's a better way without being a complete idiot and not realizing that there's people that are in body bags, okay? No one cares. No one has sympathy for anybody anymore. Nicole Kidman was beheaded in her home and they stole her teeth. So what? Who gives a fuck? She ain't made nothing good in years. Just eating a thing you found. Just eating some cat. There's people eating cats in this country, cooking them in oil and eating them. And then they got to hear about Nicole Kidman's house getting broken into by the Chileans, and no one cares. And that's what happens when you make people desperate. When you make they become themselves, they lose a little bit of their humanity. I'm not saying you have to care about Nicole Kidman's whatever. But, you know, it's the design of making people desperate and angry. And you make them desperate and you immiserate them and their lives suck. And then they go, yeah, we don't care. We don't give a shit. Now, here's the way I feel about it. No matter what you think, Nicole Kidman is kind of a person. She's almost a person. She's similar to a person. Nicole Kidman appears like a person. Nicole Kidman almost feels like a person. And that's sad that something would happen to her belongings. You might think, oh, she's rich, she's an actress. Yeah, but she's very similar to a human being. Nicole Kidman's very similar to a human being. She appears to be one. If you saw her, you would get the idea that at one time she was a human being. Or she's learned how to be a human being. If you see her up close, you'd go, that feels like a human being. I know it's not, but so that's what I mean. It's like when someone's like, for example, that little robot in LA that has the googly eyes. I don't like when and it delivers the food. I don't like, get it up. That little robot with the googly eyes that delivers the food in LA. I don't know its name, but it has a name. Robot with the googly eyes in LA that delivers the food. It's like a little cooler. It's this, yeah, get him up. There he is. Yeah, that thing. What is that? That thing. Make it bigger, that guy. Make him bigger, or her, or it. Yeah, so they do Uber Eats, that little robot. Now, because it has googly eyes, I don't like when the homeless people kick it. That's the way I feel about Nicole Kidman. Do you see what I mean? Getting robbed? Nicole Kidman is a better looking version of that. She has eyes. Who knows what she is? No one knows. Do you see what I mean? It doesn't matter. I'm saying you should feel a little bad for when bad things happen. Like, I don't like to see that little googly-eyed thing get kicked. Because it has the eyes. Without the eyes, I don't care. It's just someone kicking a garbage can but they were smart to put those little eyes on it. Because I go, well, don't kick it now. A lot of sometimes they'll just see a homeless person kick one. Now, I wouldn't care if it didn't have the googly eyes, but because it has the googly eyes, you feel a way about it. And that's how the AI comes in, and that's how we all die. Because I do, every now and then, I'll be on Sunset Boulevard, and I'll be in my car, and I'll roll down the window, and I'll see a homeless man or woman kicking this googly-eyed delivery thing. And I feel bad about it. I go, that's not good. Now, I know that thing can't feel, but I'm like, it's just doing its job. That's what I feel. Literally, I go, it's just delivering a burrito bowl or something to someone. It didn't want to do that, but it's doing it. This is what it is. It didn't want to do that, but it just got built to do that. Someone built it to do that. Someone built it to be that. Whether it wants to or not doesn't matter. It was built to be that. Nicole Kidman. Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? You would see Nicole Kidman and go, I wouldn't usually care if someone kicked it, but it has eyes. That's the way I feel. But that's the way I feel. That's the empathy. That's the way I feel when in the Palisades, all these cunts' homes burned down. And it was sad, even though it wasn't. They have eyes. Do you know what I mean? Nicole Kidman has a face. Sure. Is she a person the way you would understand a person? Probably not. Probably not. She doesn't seem to be. But she's very similar to one. She's almost a human being. And that matters. She's more of a human being than that little service Uber Eats thing. To be honest, maybe not. They're about the same. But she's hotter. She is hotter than the little bucket who brings you the smoothie with the googly eyes in L.A. That little robot bucket. Nicole Kidman's hotter than that bucket. They have the same inner life. That bucket and Nicole Kidman are essentially the same thing. She's just bringing you a smoothie. The smoothie is a film. The film is about her getting fingered by a guy. It's 50 Shades of Grey, and she makes that weird noise, and she goes, "Ugh," and there's something about her ear that's not right. But my point is that she's just trying to bring you a smoothie, a burrito bowl, sustenance, cheap crap, stuff to eat. She's just trying to bring you something to chew on and get through this thing we call life. And she has eyes. Don't kick her. You know what I mean? Don't kick her. She's kind of similar to what appears to be, in a way, tangentially related to a human. And that's not nothing. Do you understand? That's the way we see these people now. Sure, Elon Musk's on drugs with sunglasses and a chainsaw, but at one time he was a human. We're going to have to remember that about most of the people who rule us, be they Nicole Kidman, Elon Musk, or that googly-eyed bucket who gives you the smoothie from Uber Eats. At one time, these were people. At one time, these were people. And you're going to have to treat them like that. Are they people now? Who even knows? That's the wrong question. That's the wrong question. The answer is they have eyes. They have eyes for the moment. They have eyes. Those googly eyes are so important. They knew it when they built that little bucket. They said, we got to give it googly eyes so that people feel bad when the homeless kick it. Lauren Boebert was kicked out of Beetlejuice, the musical. The thing about musicals is when they leave Broadway, or even when they are still on Broadway, but I think it's when they close, but maybe Beetlejuice is still open. I don't know.
It was like a national tour.
Yeah, I was on one of those years ago for Annie Get Your Gun when I was 11, and my mother went with me for like 3 months. We toured around the country. And then, in the real Annie Get Your Gun on Broadway, Gina Davis was the star. She was a movie star, and she played Annie Oakley. And then we had this woman who was like this Ethel Merman impersonator. And she was, the touring version of the musical often, it's a far fall. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? On Broadway, a musical will have like Josh Groban, and then when it goes on tour around the country, it'll be like Joey Fatone. Like it's a apocalyptic fall in terms of the cast. But they didn't deserve this, whatever she was doing. She got kicked out of Beetlejuice, the musical, for causing a disturbance. She was in the theater, I think, vaping, talking. They cite an incident report it obtained in which representatives of the Buell Theater in downtown Denver say a group of people were asked to leave after vaping, singing, recording, and causing a disturbance. Well, they were getting into it. She's a hillbilly. You got to let her get into it a little bit. She's a hillbilly. You know, that's the thing. I don't really want to defend her here, but she is a hillbilly. And there is a culture they have. Right. And some of it is kind of singing along and vaping and stomping their feet and doing like ham bone and jug bands and stuff. I mean, this is not a woman who's like seeing shows at the West End of London or on Broadway. I mean, she's a hick. She's a straight up hillbilly. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful manner, you know, publicly. Privately, I am, but I'm just saying, like, this is who she is. That's her culture, to kind of sing along and be a lad. She's a classless animal, is what I mean. Like, so, but, you know, I don't know. Was she being that disruptive? I don't know. I wasn't in the theater. She probably was. But that's the thing. She's unaware. Like, the only reason she's going to see any type of theater is because it's Beetlejuice. That's it. The only shows that Lauren Boebert would ever go see are movies she's seen before. You know, she's never going to. She wasn't going to go see like The Ferryman on Broadway, the Jez Butterworth, the brilliant Sam Mendes thing that Gaffigan told me to see, and I saw 3 times. It was amazing. She's not going to go see Death of a Salesman, Lauren Boebert. She's not going to go see A View from the Bridge. She's not going to go see Shakespeare in the Park. She's not like, oh, Othello is playing? Let's go see Othello. She wants to see Beetlejuice. She's a hillbilly. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Beetlejuice, but there probably is. I haven't seen it. I'm guessing. I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure it's fun and goofy and silly. But that's the only theater. I almost side with her here. She's trying. Like, she's trying. She's a Waffle House employee. Yeah. She's a bartender. And don't hit me with the classist horse shit of like, well, she could still be brilliant. She ain't. She ain't. Yes, you could work at Applebee's and be a genius. You could. You'd not. Most likely. I'm guessing. Law of averages. She's a goon. Her and her husband beat the shit out of each other on their lawn. The cops come to the house. She's like Sarah Palin 3.0. She's getting divorced because they can't stop beating each other up. They can't stop, I don't know, smashing the windows of each other's cars out with fucking bats they find around. I mean, they're like a fun couple. The sex is probably really fun, because then they attack each other with like weapons. You know that she's been barricaded in the bathroom. And then she goes and talks about family values and how important they are. And you know her kids are screaming and crying, Mommy! And he's like, open this door. You know there's been a moment in her house where her kids are in their rooms. They're terrified. They're locked in their rooms. They're terrified. And they're screaming, and she's in the bathroom, and he's kicking the door, and he's like, open this fucking door. Open this fucking door. Make no mistake, that's her home life. Mm-hmm. That's her home life. She's probably thrown around, and for good reason. She's probably got a mouth on her. She's probably got a mouth on her, and for good reason, she's probably thrown around. Let's be honest. No, let's be very honest. Now, this is I often get into problems here on this show because I just speak extemporaneously. But she's got a mouth on her, and there's probably a reason she gets shoved in the kitchen. Mm. It's not out of nowhere shoving. Okay? When Lauren Boebert trips going down the back steps, it's not for no reason. She has a toxic mouth. And I am not, and I can't believe I have to say, it's amazing that I have any representation in this town, because occasionally I have to say things like this. I am not defending hitting women, but Lauren Boebert is not getting shoved accidentally. She doesn't have to lock herself in the bathroom accidentally. She's not getting chased. When he chases her in a car, when her husband, I think his name's Jason, I forget, but when her husband gets in a car and he chases her around, okay, it's not by accident. She's a live wire. She's a problem. She insults him. She probably talks shit about his dick. I'm guessing. Because she's not going for like deep intellectual things. But that hurts him, man. You can't say shit about his dick. Can't talk about Jason Boebert's dick. Is it Jason Boebert? Yeah. Yes. So this woman, who again had to leave her house, because of family values. And her mouth was getting her into, her mouth was, as a black older woman would say, her mouth was writing checks that she couldn't cash, right? Because Jason was probably, he had had enough of her. And she's probably like, I'm going to end up dead. I bet one day he looked at her and it was like full OJ eyes. Like, I'm going to cut your fucking head off and put it on a pike. And again, not for nothing, not for no reason. She was probably very inappropriate. And she said, I'm going to die here. I got to go. And she's just trying to go to Beetlejuice because she's a hillbilly. She's a hillbilly with a big mouth who brings whoopings on herself that she does kind of deserve. And she's also in Congress. Let's not leave that out. She's the elected representative of the state of Colorado. Whatever that means. But I have no interest in that. I only look at a character study. She is a saucy, sexy bartender who knows how to fuck. She knows how to get on a dick and ride it. She can make a man come, which is more than I can say for some of these squawking liberal birds up in the Northeast where all sex is death. I'm just saying, I'm not even having sex with women. I'm hearing it. People talk to me. They share things with me. So you get a little spicy hillbilly like Lauren Boebert, who's been fucking since she's 12. She's a real Southern carnival whore. And in a good way. It makes a man hard when a woman knows how to fuck and will fuck. She will suck a cock. She will get on her knees and she will suck a cock, and she doesn't care if you've showered. You don't need to shower. She likes a little spice. She can snap. Your eyes will roll back in your head. She knows how to fuck, but she's also got a mouth, and she's going to get you in jail. Those Northeastern cold liberal women will plot the destruction of your life for years, and then they'll take everything from you. You won't even know what happened. They'll just end up somewhere in a fucking bungalow in Florida, and you'll be in some apartment going, what the fuck happened? You won't even know. But Boebert, she's a spicy, saucy, dangerous woman who will make you kill her. She will not stop until you kill her. That's the type of lady she is. She's going to just say the wrong thing and you're going to want to kill her. And she's in Beetlejuice, just trying to have fun with her friends. Her friends are also puerile, white trash, garbage people. They have no education, they have no class, they have no distinction. But what I will say about them, they're probably all decent fucks, and they like drugs and alcohol. And you know what? I don't mind any of that. I can't do it anymore, but they're not hanging out with Lauren Boebert is not the least fun you will have. It is not the least fun you will have. Lauren Boebert, because she's all like, gay marriage's got to go, and there shouldn't be no abortions, and everybody and the Jews are running around fucking with everybody, and the moral code. But she'll get on her knees and suck your cock after she's done a line off of it. She's an old school fucking, barmaid from dusk till dawn, get on the bar, vampiric whore, and that's important.
MTIM. Do you like that ridge?
I have a beat prepared. Do you want to?
Do you really? Oh, yeah, you do?
Yeah, here we go.
Wow. Yo, Ridge Wallet. Are you using an old leather wallet? Just stop it. Jussie Smollett. Faker. Liar. Get the new Ridge. That shit is fire. Stop talking about white genocide in South Africa. It might be an issue, but I don't know. It also might be a hysteria. Wuhan. Is it a bioweapon? Maybe. But stop your fucking schlepping and get a Ridge wallet. 9/11 didn't happen. The towers are still there. Thank you.